Hey guys, welcome back to the part 5 of this course. In previous part we created the dashboard page, and now in this part we will be implementing the user LinkTree page. To create a user's unique LinkTree, we will be using dynamic routing by Next.js. Let's take a look at that. This is dynamic routing, where you specify a page name inside square brackets, and whatever page you call on that path can be received via router query and can be used further to make backend calls. So let's get back to coding and I will explain further there. Let's create a page inside square brackets, obviously, handle, close the square bracket, and .js. Create a React arrow functional component and let's name it handle. You don't necessarily have to keep it inside square brackets. I will remove this text. And the LinkTree we will be implementing, we will make another component for this, name it LinkTree, and let's create a component for this, LinkTree.js, and for this create another React arrow functional component. Let's start designing the actual LinkTree page. Use React fragment, inside that create a section, and first will be our avatar image. So let me open up the reference image for this. This is the reference image. As you can see, first we have our user image, then the username, then the user bio, and then we will have our link tree, then we have social handles, and at last we have our sharing button. So the link tree component we are working on will have only this portion where we have image, name, bio, and links, and the social section will be inside another component, and the share button will be our third component. So here I will add an image. The source will be currently blank. I will later make it dynamic, that will get the data from backend, and then h2 which will have the username and make it dynamic too. Let me do one thing. Let me just suppose that we are receiving a prop named data, and let me destructure it first. Name, avatar, bio, and what was that? Links array, links. So now it will be much easier for us to code. So if name is there, then put the name, or else put no username. And let's just replace the source as well. It will be avatar. Now the bio will be inside a p tag, bio. We will style them later and create a div for the links. Now comes our animation. We will use a lightweight animation library called Framer Motion. Let's give it a try. Let's see their website. It is very much catchy, so you can try this out. And we will now go to documentation. You can see there are quite a few example components. You can play with them, and there are some examples. You can tweak them and see. And you can see there is a prop that is being changed. When we change the slider, the prop value is being changed. So what is Framer Motion? Let me go back to his homepage. Framer Motion is a powerful animation library for React. With Framer Motion, we can create smooth and interactive animation with ease. We'll be exploring only two components, animate presence and motion.div. Let's come to their example. And let's come to animate presence. Animate presence is used to manage animations when components are added or removed from the DOM. And motion.div is a wrapper around the standard div that allows you to animate it using Framer, making it perfect for animating any element in your UI. Let me zoom in a bit and let's talk about the initial and animate prop. The initial prop defines the initial state of the animation, and the animate prop defines the target state of the animation. And let's just understand them via coding. Okay, we have an error here. We have to set the data. Yes. Inside the div, as I previously said, let's take a look at the example. We have everything inside this animate presence component. So I will copy this and paste it here. give it proper indentation, and every animation will be inside this animate presence wrapper. We will have the links array, so we will iterate over it using our map function. It will have two parameters, link and index. Let's use motion.div. Let's see what is the syntax. And inside that animate presence we have motion.div. So let's copy this here, the whole syntax, and then we will modify it. The key will be our index for each link component. Let's indent it a bit, and we don't need the exit, so remove this line. Initially our opacity will be 0, and after animation the opacity will be 1. And let's not close the tag here, and we need also our link component, and here will be our link component, and let's close the tag here, motion.div. And inside this we will create our LinkTree card. Let me show you what is LinkTree card. Each link will be a LinkTree card, so we can scale this LinkTree easily. Let's create a component, LinkTree card, LinkTree card.js, and React arrow functional component. Copy this one for now. And apart from just opacity animation, let's add some positional animation. So initially Y position will be 40, and upon animation completion Y position will be original. And we will also add a transition animation. For that we will add transition and give it a delay. We will add delay dynamically. For each index we will multiply it with 0.1 and add let's suppose 0.5 seconds of delay for each element increasingly. So for first element the delay will be 1.1. 0.1 plus 5 will be 0.6 seconds of delay. So for second element it will be 0.2 plus 0.5, 0.7 seconds of delay, and for third element it will be 0.8 seconds of delay, and increasingly further. So let's now start working on our LinkTree card. Here I will remove this and add our fragments. It will be a span. Inside the span we will have link. Obviously we are creating LinkTree, so inside this will be our link, and we have to import link from next link. Add class name, and inside link we will have, let's see what was that, we will have an image or icon and a title, and the whole link will have a URL. So let's create the image, keep it for now, and there will be a title which will be h4, and the URL will be dynamic as well. So we will have to pass those as a prop. We will pass title, URL and image. Let's add image as dynamic image, then URL as URL, and then title of the link which will be title. And now let's pass them here as well. Title as link.title, as we have links array and each link is rendering LinkTree card separately, so we will be using link.title, and then same for URL and image, link.url, image, link.image. And we are still not receiving any data to the LinkTree. Let's get back to the handle.js, and we are not passing anything. And as we are using dynamic routing, we can use the powerful features like get static props, and using get static props we can just do things like this: export async function get static props, which can access the dynamic value and then make calls to the backend like this: const slug is equal to params, and then const res is equal to await fetch, like this to backend call. But we will keep things simple and use effect hook to fetch data dynamically on the client side. So let's just delete this thing. Before the return we will use effect. We haven't imported it, so click on this, it will be automatically imported. The function and the dependency array. In order to get the dynamic value we have to import the router as well. Import use router from next router. create a router, const router is equal to use router, and inside this we will create an if condition. If router query is available, if router dot query, and the query name will be handle. So if handle is available, then only execute this piece of code inside this if condition, and we will call the use effect again when the router query will change, router dot query. Initially it will run once, and then if the router query changes, the use effect will run again. Give it a spacing, and inside that make a fetch call, and we have not implemented the backend yet, so let's come to server, index.js, create a params based function app.get, on the path /get handle, and name the callback function get user data, get user data. Create this function, come to controllers, name a file get user data.js, const get user data. It will be a async function, request.response. And now come to frontend, to http localhost 8080 /get /template literal. In order to use template literal, we have to convert it to backtick. Now braces router.query.handle. Now you know why we use this question mark here, and it will be a get request, so we won't be defining the methods. Now then pass the JSON response, and after that whatever data we received from the previous, work on that. Let's implement it in the backend. Open up the get user data function. Now we will receive the params as name const handle is equal to request dot params dot handle. Check it again once, we received as handle. Now we will use try catch block. Here we will try to query the database with the name const user will be await user dot find one, and for that we have to import the user model, const user equal to require /models /user. Now find the user via handle, and after the user is found, console log it. Now create an object from the user which will be named user data. It will have name which will be user.name. From this user we grabbed avatar user.avatar, bio user.bio, and links user.links. And after this we will send the user data as a response. So return rest.json message found user data that we just created, and the status will be success. And if any error occurs, we will console log the error and return a response rest.json status error, and the error will be actual error we get error.message. And we are not yet exporting the function module.exports the function name, and we will have to import the function const the function name, the path here /controllers /get user data. Now coming back to the front end, when the data is received, we will evaluate it. If data.status is equal to error, then we will return a toast error, and the exact error will be sent as notification. And if data.status is success, then we have to store it somewhere. For that you will have to store it const data set data, and initially it will be an empty object. We have to import useState here. And if data.status is equal to success, then set data, whatever data we received, and the name, that was where it is. The object name was user data, data.userData. And let's attach a catch block too. And if error is taken place, then console log the error, console.log error. And now we can pass this data to our LinkTree data. The whole object will be sent as prop, and here it will be destructured to name, avatar, bio, and link. We can do another thing. We can see if a user is found or not. For that, we can create a variable user found, set user found. Initially it will be false, and when the data.status is success, then we will what do? We will set user found to true. And after that, we can also add a validation to this return. We will first check if user is found. If user is not found, then we will render this return div, and if user is found, then we will return whatever we have received. Inside this, currently I will say user not found, and let's just focus on the designing, and after we have done everything, then we will focus when user is not found. Let's start our server and see how it is. We will first split it, cd site npm run dev, and here we will start our backend, cd server npm start. Alright, we have opened up our dashboard, and we have to somehow add a link to our user handle, but now we will manually open up our LinkTree. We will replace the dashboard URL with this. The LinkTree is not defined. I believe we have not imported this. So yes, we have not imported the LinkTree here. Import LinkTree from components/LinkTree. And inside LinkTree we have not imported the LinkTree card. Let's again do that. Import LinkTree card from ./LinkTree card. Let's try. Give it a refresh. Animate presence is not defined. We have not installed the Framer motion yet. To install it, let me search it on npm Framer motion. Open it up, npm I Framer motion, paste it, and it is now installed. And in LinkTree we will import it. Import what we used, animate presence and motion div. So we will import the motion as well from Framer-motion. Let's start the server again. This is looking very bad without styling, but the success is that we have received data from our backend. Let's now style everything. Come to first LinkTree card. We will start styling from the first. Let me add class name, and the span will have width full, and let's give this flex, display flex. Flex will be row wise, and then vertically align the items center, padding of 2. Let me add a border radius XL. Text color will be white, and we have to make background indigo 400. No, 400 will be fine. 400. And on hover we will change the background color, hover bg indigo 300. Let's just minimize this for now. Give it a margin bottom of 3, margin X of 2, and on hover we will add some on hover animation. Translate x-axis 1, hover translate y-axis 1, and we will add transition all as well as transition duration. Duration will be 500 milliseconds. We will have to give some sizing to this image as well. Image background will be white. Rounded will be full. Padding will be 1. Width will be set 11. And margin right 5. And give the name some sizing, class name. For medium devices, text LG. Let's see how it is. This link animation is fine. The image is too big, so we will come to LinkTree. And where is the image? We will add some width to it. Let's add class name W10. Let's see how it is. Let's just split the screen so it is much more better visible. And we have to make it center. Let's give the LinkTree class name relative, and we will make the image absolute. Change the width to 20. This will be a pretty big. Rounded, full. Let's position the image to center. We will do left 1/2, so it will be left 50%, but we have to center it here. For that we will do minus translate on x-axis, and the value will be 50%, so it will come to center. Give it a margin top of 2. Yup, and now style those others. Coming to the H2, text center. Text size will be large, font bold, and padding top, let's say 30 pixels. 30 does not work here, so we have to give 28. So now this is looking fine. So we are not receiving any bio. Let's check the network. What is the problem? Let's refresh it once. And where is our request? Why so? We are receiving the avatar and the links. We are not receiving any other thing like handle or bio. Let's see why is that happening. Let's go to the backend code, get user data, name, bio. Let's first console log the user here. We have been console logging the user, so let's open up our console, give some spacing, restart the server, and now reload this. It shall be console logged. So we don't have any bio here. So we don't have any bio here, as while signing up we were not collecting any bio, and while returning we are returning the user's name, but instead we want to return the user handle. For now we will return user handle and refresh this, and the no username will be changed to demo user 11. And let's just add the demo user's bio manually. I will open the database, connect. We had LinkTree 9 and collection, open demo user 11. We will add a field. Named bio. Bio will be software developer. And let's update this. Refresh this. And you can see the bio is here. We have to center it, of course. Let's split screen again. Collapse this. LinkTree. Class name text center. And padding bottom 5. And let's style this div that is containing all the links. We will add class name. Give it flex column, so the links will be column wise. Justify center, and set a maximum width of 7XL. Let's see what is the 7XL value. So it is having 1280 pixels, and margin auto on medium devices. Margin on y-axis will be 5 and width to be full, and on medium devices width will be 2/5. It works in a way, if there is 5 units of space, you will use only 2 units. So if you hover over this, it will be showing 40%. So if you calculate, if there is 100%, it will be using 40%. If we divide 2 by 5, we will get 0.4, which is actually 40%. Now we have successfully implemented showing the links. Now we have to do something when any random text is put here and no users exist by that time. We have to style this user not found. Let's come to handle. Where is handle.js? And we have to style this now. Create a div inside this that will have not found class name. This is just for development purposes, and it will have padding x3. Let's add content inside this. Heading 1, user not found, and if you can just add an emoji. I will search for an emoji. Emojipedia.org. Sad. Let's use this one. I would close this one, and then add a break, then add a text. If you are looking for a specific page, double check the spelling. If you are looking for a page, double check the spelling. Now we shouldn't have added the break. It looks much better without that. So now we have to center this. For that, use flex, justifies center, items center, and let's add height. So item center will now work. Now make the heading a bit more bold. So we will add font bold as well as text size large. And we will also add a link so that users can create their own link tree right under this paragraph. For that, we will use link tag, import the link tag, and the link will be of apply page. And we will say create your own, and inside the link we will say LinkTree. And we will now have to style this LinkTree link. So add a spacing here. Yep. And now class name BG Indigo 600, padding of x2. Yep. And margin left 2. Text white, and on hover background will be Indigo 400. Let's see. Let's add some transition all, and duration will be 500 milliseconds. So when someone clicks on this, they will be redirected to the register page. This is looking great, I believe, in my opinion. Alright, now we have to implement the social links. So let's come back to the LinkTree page, and we have to implement the social links. Here we will be creating another component called social tree, and now create the component social tree.js reactor functional component. And now don't forget to import that like previous time. Import social tree from /components/social tree. Before editing the social tree, we will be creating the data locally. If you remember that I once mentioned that instead of creating same type of data separately, we can just create an object. So we will follow that now. Const social and set social is equal to use state. And now we will create an object which can have separate social media links. So first will be our Facebook. Initially value will be blank. Twitter. Initially value will be blank, and same will be for Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and GitHub. Make sure we have those fields in our models. Let me check again. What were those? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, GitHub. Facebook. Okay, we have all those fields. And we will pass this social to our social link tree. And we now have to grab this social from our database. For that, create another use effect. It will again run when a router query is updated. Again, we will use the same syntax, almost the same syntax. So I will just copy paste here. And instead of the get path, we will use get/social path, or name it socials as we have multiple links. And the same handle will be passed as parameter. And the data we will be saving will be set social. And we will name something else instead of user data. And we don't need set found here. And let's now implement the backend for this. I will full screen this. Come to our index.js. Create a get function on get/socials. And the parameter is handle. And the callback function name will be get user socials. Create this function. We will create it inside this same controller, const get user socials. But let me first import this because I forget this every time. So I will import this. Now let's implement this. It will be another async function as well, request and response. We will receive the handle request.params.handle. Add a try catch block. Inside that first console log what we receive, handle. And then a user will be queried from user model. So for that, use await user.find1, and we will find them by handle. And in social we will save user.socialmedia. I believe this was the name that we used in our model. Okay, this is Socia Media. I forgot to add the L. This will create some problems here, as all those users will have Socia Media in their data. So that's not a big problem. We will create new user that will have the social media in their models. So now after receiving the socials, we will send it to our frontend. For that, return response.json. Message will be found. The data will be socials array we just created, and the status will be success. And if any error occurs, then return res.json. JSON status is error, and the error is error.message. And now open the front end, and we have received the social and the data dot, let me check what was the name, data.socials. Data.socials will be containing the social media object, and this will be stored inside this social variable, and we are passing this social variable as a prop to this social tree. Now open this up, and we will receive the prop like social, and now destructure it. Const Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn and GitHub is equal to social. And now we can use all those variables inside our social tree. We'll use React fragment, create a div named social. Inside that I will create a link. The link will be automatically imported. And I would like to open the link to a new tab. For that, use target_blank, and the link will be dynamic. Let's say for Facebook, the link will be like https://facebook.com and the username /template literal. And what is the username stored? Facebook. and we will use the value as Facebook. And we can further modify this via adding Facebook SVG or icon. For that we will have to create icons for those 6 social media. I will create that. Let me find them. First just split them up so it is much easier. First create facebook.svg. And let's find Facebook. SVG here is, I believe, crashed or something. So let me open svgrepo.com and I will search for Facebook. Let's search for a good icon. This one looks kind of good. Edit this and copy SVG and paste it here. Let me make sure that everything is well. Okay, and let's use this here. Image source will be /svg/facebook.svg. Let's see if it works or not. Yes, this works, but we have to style this obviously. And I will add a class name w, let's say 6. Yes, the sizing is well. And we have to search for others too. Twitter first. Twitter, edit vector and then copy SVG. Where is the SVG file? Let's first create all the SVGs. twt.svg. Paste it. Then LinkedIn, linkdn.svg. Search for LinkedIn. Now GitHub. Now Instagram. We already have Instagram SVG. But let's just create another, as we are creating instagram.svg. The name is wrong. Paste it. As we are following the same style, that's why I created a new instagram.svg. So all of them will be same styled. And any other social media is left. Let me recheck. Social tree. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We have YouTube left. So search for YouTube. Copy this. yt.svg. Paste this. And now all the SVGs are created. Let's roll. And let me first style this single one and we will copy paste it 5 times more. Close this one. And split screen, collapse it, add class name, background will be white, icons border radius will be full, padding will be 2, and on hover it will have a little bit of grayish. So hover bg, we can add gray, but I will go with zinc 100. For the color change, we will add transition applicable to all, and the duration will be 500 milliseconds. And on hover, I want to increase the size also. So scale, and we have couple of values. 100 is normal, 105 is a bit more, and 95 is a bit less. So we want something like 110. It shall have a shadow and border 1. Border shall be gray 700, and on x-axis I will have a margin of 1, and it also can't be selected, so select none. And now to make it center, I will add flex to its parent div, flex row wise, and justify center. Yes, now everything works. You can see there is the animation. And on y-axis add some margin Yep, this works. So now I will have to just copy paste this 5 times. Just copy it. Now this is for all the social media, and let's just change them. This will be Instagram. This one will be as YT, YouTube. Then LinkedIn. Then we have GitHub, and how can we forget the Twitter? Now we have to change the corresponding URL also. In Facebook we had the URL as facebook.com/Facebook-id. This is Instagram, so Instagram will follow the same syntax. And YouTube follows almost similar syntax, but the newer YouTube update has YouTube @ at someone's channel. But if someone is adding them manually, they can add the @ button. So don't mind about that. And in LinkedIn, we have the similar thing. And same is for GitHub and Twitter. Let's hover over them. You can see the linkedin.com, github.com, as we don't have any social media ID for now. Alright, so we have implemented everything we could. I believe we have only one thing left, that is the share button. So for that we will come to handle.js and create a component called share. And let's create this component. Share button.js inside the components directory. React arrow functional component. Return a fragment. And inside that create a div with position absolute. And we will create a function named copy link. The function will copy the actual link for the user so that he can share the link to their friends or social media or anywhere. We will have to grab the user handle. For that, import the package use router from next router, and create instance router is equal to use router. Now inside the div we need a SVG icon, so I will find the source for it. Let me go to SVG viewer, and this was not working previously, so we will go with SVG repo and find for share. Let's find a good icon. This one looks good, so we will copy this SVG and create an SVG here inside our public directory. We will name this share.svg, paste this, and in the source we will do / for public, then svg, then inside that share.svg that we just created. So let's see the output. Share button is not defined, so we haven't imported it. Let me close the public, and we have to import the share button. Import share button from / component / share button, and we have to add some classes. Let's add width of 4. The button is now visible, and give it a alt tag, alt share, and let's give some styling to this button. For that we will give it a cursor type pointer, cursor pointer. Give it some positioning, top 28. Let's see where it is, and give some left positioning, left 10. Okay, good. And let's give it a background, PG Indigo 200. Let's see how it is, and give some padding of 2. Okay, and give some border radius too. Alright, almost good looking. We have to give it a positive Z index, so for that add Z10 and add a shadow medium. In order to differentiate the icon from its shadow, we will add a border of 2. Let's add border color indigo 400. Yep, looking good. Now we have to implement the click functionality. For that, we have to continue the copy link function. Inside we will do navigator dot clipboard dot write text, and the text we will be writing is the domain name. Let's suppose your domain name is example.com or linktree.com or anything. We will put it here, and you can just do process.env and put your domain name in the environment variable. Here we will do it manually. HTTP localhost port is 3000 / then template literal router.query.handle. And after copying, let's give a notification to the users. Toast copy it to clipboard, and we have to import toast from React Toastify. And now let's use this function on click of this div. So let's add on click on this, on click copy link. So let's try it out. When we click on this, it says copy to clipboard, and when we paste this, you can see this is the text value that we copied, and press enter, and this will load up the link tree. So any user just can click on this and share this link to their GitHub, Instagram, or anywhere. In the next part, you will learn how to update the profile, including the image, how to update all the links. We will create a separate page where users can include the URL and title for them, and another page will be created where users can include their social media links. So stay tuned for that.